Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now in this video, I'm going to be talking about rebalancing in yield farming. But before we get into it, if you could please hit the like button, subscribe down below if you are new, and turn the notifications on so you don't miss a future video. Make sure to go follow me over on Twitter, links in the description. Go subscribe to the email newsletter. The Discord servers are down there, including a premium Discord server that we talk all things DeFi and all that good stuff. It's quite, a close, tight-knit group of us in there. We jump on calls multiple times a week, talk about passive income, yield farming, all that good stuff. And yeah, with that said, I am not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and be very careful about what you're investing in crypto and DeFi because it is the riskiest stuff in the world. Now, let's jump into it. But before we do that, if you guys want some quick, easy airdrops and earn some free money, then come over to Crystal. It is a yield farming application where we find different pools and different positions. It gives you the best APR pairs, best blue chip, best stablecoin pools, all that good stuff. They have a swap feature. And if you come over to the points section, which I'll leave a link down below, you can earn crystals right now, which they are going to be doing an airdrop. They're going to be doing a crystal token. And when they do finish this airdrop, these crystals will be turned into crystal tokens. And there's a bunch of stuff you can do to earn them. You can swap, $1 equals 10 crystals, compound, zap out, zap in, adjust ranges, all that good stuff happens, and you can get yourself some points. Also over on Aperture, you can do the same thing. They are also running a airdrop right now for APTR tokens. And again, if you just use the features on Aperture, you swap, you zap in, you zap out, you collect fees, you do things within Aperture with your positions, then you can go ahead and generate points, which will turn into Aperture tokens, which is free money. So with that said, I am going to show you on turbos because I did just go ahead and reposition my SUI position. Okay, so yesterday, if you didn't know, if you haven't watched my previous video adding $3,500 into a position, I did that on the SUI chain. I added, so I'm now farming with $7,700 over on SUI. So I did have $3,500 in their USDT and USDC pool. But what I did yesterday, SUI dropped to about 160, okay? It dropped to about 160. I think it was around here maybe that I did do this. And then I started buying SUI at 160. It has hit 162, so we're in profit on that. But my range was pretty high. So my range was between, I think it was between 160 and then 240. So very, very wide range. And the APR dropped to about 80%. So I thought I'd rebalance because I've made $200 on price appreciation of SUI. I made like 20, 30 bucks or something, I think, in my SUI wallet. If we have a look, let me unlock this. In my SUI wallet, we have $112 that we've made for this week, just kind of sat there. But then I also, I was this APR dropped to about 60% because the range was super wide, right? And SUI's kind of sitting between 160 and 165 right now. So I thought, okay, I've made $200 plus like an extra $100 on fees. So I made like $300 in total with this liquidity, and the range is pretty wide. So I've now gone ahead and readjusted my range between SUI at 158 and 190. Now, I don't suspect that I'll have to touch this for a while because, again, SUI has kind of been between this range for a good amount of time. If we take a look and we do a horizontal line between 190 and 158, which I believe is here. Okay, if we go on like the daily chart and zoom out, you can see it has been between this range for a very, very long time. Remember, each one of these is 1 day. And if we zoom all the way in, you can see that this thing has been in range for a while. Even if we look at like the 1 hour chart, for example, it's been in range for a long time. It would have gone out of range slightly here, but again, over here, I did have a higher range. But it would have been out of range or going in and out for a couple of days. But then again, it would have been a higher price, so I would have made money and I would have just rebalanced it. So this is the way to rebalance in DeFi with yield farming, okay? It's when you've potentially made some money, okay? You've got some unclaimed fees, and rebalancing sort of helps bring the APR up, okay? So we've now doubled our yearly earnings by rebalancing, if that makes sense. Okay, I only done this 2 minutes, like 10 minutes ago, and I've already made 64 cents, But, I rebalanced because I'd made $200, plus I had unclaimed fees. So with that, it was about 250, 270, something like that. So I'd rebalance. Now my liquidity, I'm still up $200, but now we're going to be making even more fees because I've doubled my APR by rebalancing. When you shouldn't rebalance is when it's dropped below this lower range here, and your liquidity that you've provided, okay, has dropped a significant amount. So let's say this drops to like 130 or 120. I probably wouldn't rebalance because that would bring my liquidity down a lot. I'd leave it a good few days, see what SUI is doing, and then maybe I would rebalance because SUI is kind of in a new sort of trend. It's trending at a lower price than what my range is. Then I may rebalance it. But you want to make sure that your fees outweigh the impermanent loss that you're taking by rebalancing if that is the case. So that is when I would look at rebalancing. Again, I wouldn't do anything too crazy. Now let's see how much we are making per day right now. So if we do 17794, divide that by 365. So it's about 0.5% per day. So if we're doing 7,700 times that by 0.5%, what's that, like $38 a day? Is that right? 7,700 times that by 0.5%. Yeah, about $40 a day just on this SUI position. Now this APR does fluctuate. It is a weekend. The volume is down. So if we take a look on DeFi Llama, the volume for the SUI chain, you can see the volume over the past couple of days has been down at sort of 100 million when it's usually kind of double that. So if it's double that, then our APR would be, double that, and we've been making over 1% per day. So we've been making sort of anywhere between $70 and $100 a day on average. Right now it's only 40 a day, which again, $40 a day passively by doing nothing is pretty cool. But yeah, that's when you should probably look at rebalancing, is when you've made a lot, a decent amount in your liquidity. When this has gone up, remember I started with 7,500. When this goes up, okay, and you've got some unclaimed rewards and that outweighs your impermanent loss, then start to rebalance. And again, if it goes below this, okay, it goes below your bottom range, but again, you've made enough fees to make up for the impermanent loss on your initial balance, then you can start to look at rebalancing. In my opinion, anyway, that's what I would say on it. But yeah, just thought I'd make a video quickly on how to rebalance. Let me know what your rebalancing strategy is. I don't really like touching it too much because, again, you have to make sure you're doing technical analysis to see where you think over the next month or so the price is going to sit between, and then enter the pool based on that, right? So I've done my technical analysis. I'm kind of putting it in between these two ranges. I think SUI is going to sit between these two for a few weeks, and we'll kind of see how it rolls. Now, I am going away on Friday next week, so this is the last weekend. So let's see. So Monday will be the last video on how much, on the videos that I do on how much that I've made in passive income. And then what I'll do, I'm back the following Friday. So what I'll do is I'll make a video on either Saturday, Sunday, or Monday showing how much I've made since I've been away. So it'll probably be like double the amount of fees. If we're looking at kind of an average of what we've made over the past few weeks, it'll probably be double the fees because, again, I'm not going to be claiming fees for about 2 weeks. So it'll be interesting to see what we do. I do want to add an extra $10,000 in liquidity before I do go away so we can make that earning whilst I'm not really looking at it too much. I'm not yet decided on which positions I'm going to go in. Let me know down below if you have any suggestions on what pools I should put 10K into over this next week. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. If you have enjoyed, make sure you smash the like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.